Hi, glorious Sag family. I feel like I have been in orbit in my own little world, and like I have jetted far away from my Sages, and I'm coming back home to you guys in this reading, and I'm really excited to sit down with my hearth energy, with my soul family energy, with my soul tribe. You guys mean so much to me. As many of you know, I'm a Sag rising. And in many ways, this is an energy that dictates the way I move through the world. So whether I like it or not, whether I want to be stable or not, there's always this desire for movement and shift and change. So I love sitting with you guys. I'm really excited to talk about August. Remember how in July I said that it was going to be a month where you had one idea of how that month was going to go, and by the end of it, a whole bunch of other things came to pass? I have a feeling many of you experienced that, and as we step into July, you're getting used to working with the tools that you were given, with the surprises, with the shifts that you were given in July. And so one of the first notes I want to talk to you about before we get to astrology, before we get to the cards, is just that there has been a lot of information coming in. August is really interesting. It's Leo season, which is fantastic for Sages. It's very much about your big life vision. It's another fire sign, so having all this energy, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Sun are all going to be playing through Leo during this month. And you and I, we have a love affair. I'm a Leo, and you all mean so much to me. But this month, even with that Leo energy pushing you forward, you're going to be getting used to working with the new information that you got in July. And there's a lot of visionary energy in August, which is pretty relentless on the change front and on the front of really pushing for new experiences. July 31st, we have a new moon and Mercury going direct. So we have a new moon in Leo, Mercury is going direct in Cancer. And it's kind of this opening ceremony to August beginning, right? To have this new moon in Leo in your ninth house, in that philosophical area of your world that actually you rule that energy. So Leo is very important for you. August is really important too. Mercury's going direct. It's post-shadow phase. So that means we're learning how to move forward with what we got in July. What do we have? Temperance and Knight of Swords. And I tell you what, when Mercury goes direct, which is happening on July 31st, starting in August, suddenly communication opens up. So things that have felt a little stuck, a little stilted, a little slow, a little confused will start to expand and open and start to move. And so that Knight of Swords has been popping up in a lot of readings. Another big thing to note is that your ruling planet Jupiter is going direct. 5 of Wands. So we have... You guys, I'm noticing something about Sages, which is you are showing up with big personality this month. Nobody is going to be able to miss the Sag voice, presence, energy this month. I can see that clearly as I'm looking at what we have coming up here. There's a desire for, your fire's been lit. I feel like June and July were times where you had to check in with a whole bunch of different things. You had adventures, but you also had to go internal and do some deep stuff. And now it's like you are not going to be held back. 9 of Wands, Page of Wands, fire energy. So your ruling planet's going direct in your sign. So we are culminating everything we learned from Jupiter being retrograde for the last several months, and we are culminating learning everything that we learned from Mercury being retrograde for the last few weeks. So Leo season's a lot about taking what we learned in July and starting to apply it. And it's funny because the note actually started for you all as the energy is here for you to really shine bright. Everything is moving in a direction that wants you to level up, wants you to step into your energetic power. It's a really powerful month for this. Once again, Leo energy is really good for you. Uranus is going retrograde this month as well in Taurus. That is a gentle, introspective, I think nice retrograde, because Uranus shakes so much up. When it's retro like that, it helps everybody incorporate Two of Swords. Okay, yep. Still some big crossroads coming up, because that's the other part of this. So we have all that energy in Leo, and then it starts pouring into Virgo. So we have a full moon in Aquarius on the 15th. That's a really positive energy for you. That's communication, using your throat chakra, using your voice to move through the world, illuminating how you want to make short-term plans, how you want to communicate yourself. And then we start having all the energy move into Virgo. Mars moves into Virgo, Venus moves in, Sun moves in, Mercury moves in, and then we have a new moon in Virgo on the 30th. And as we move into Virgo, we're moving into a part of your chart. Whoa, a whole chunk of cards came out. 10 of Swords, 6 of Swords, King of Pentacles, and 9 of Cups. They all wanted to come out, so we're going to do it, you guys. All of that energy is in your 10th house. And that is your identity and the impact you want to make and the long-range vision of how you want to use all that presence in the world. What identity do you want to take on moving into the last part of this year? And also, honestly, August, with that visionary directional energy, the way that it's working with you, you're going to be using the next few months, the last months of Jupiter in your sign, to be prepping for 2020 to be a year where you fully embrace a new identity. And this month is one of those months where you are tuning in to what that identity is going to be. So it's bringing up pretty big waves for Sagittarius. It's not that you're going to be getting all of it done in August, but you are going to be feeling it, and you're going to be feeling the shifts happening. You're going to be feeling the high intensity energy. So keep that in mind as you're working through here, right? Because, okay, so you got all this information June, July. You're applying it now in August. You're seeing how it's fitting into this bigger vision. So what's really interesting for you guys is right away we get Temperance, which is the Sag card. So, you know, you're showing up as yourselves, right? Like you're able to share your way. Things are on your side. There's positive energy connecting you to the rest of the process, the rest of the cycle. So that's really good. But temperance is also really important. It's something to keep in mind for Sagittarius, and fire signs in general have to work with temperance a lot, because so fire signs want to burn hot and bright, right? You want to get in there, you want to make things happen, you want to express your opinions, you want to be bold personality, and that's fantastic. But in order to be sustainable and in order to nurture the rest of your relationships, you have to temper that heat sometimes so you're not burning out everything, frying your circuit board. And temperance is this alchemical angel that comes in and helps us find ways to cool those systems gently and nourishingly, so that it's not about choosing to tamp down your power or embrace it and burn everything down, but to find a way for there to be a dialogue between your innate nature and the way you want to apply it in the rest of the world. So you're getting a message here, because part of you is going to want to go in guns blazing. Impatient is a word that kind of is coming to mind, especially the first couple weeks. You're just hungry to know. You're hungry for the knowledge. You're hungry for the next thing. You're hungry for open doors. You're hungry for communication. And that is going to get you really red hot. And that's where the Knight of Swords and the Five of Wands are coming in here, right? Because to me, I just see Sagittarius, and it's like, come on, let's get going, let's go, like poking at people and trying to rile things up, because you don't want to sit still anymore. You want to create, you want to talk, you want to communicate. And even if it, you know, involves like a little bit of a tussle or a little bit of frustration, it's like it's better than just sitting back and being quiet, right? You're hungry. I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. That's part of what I love about Sagittarius, is you guys crack me up. You're so blunt and funny and ready for movement and play. And when we get together, it's always a wild ride. But kind of be aware that this is only going to get you so far. And here's the thing. Underneath that is a worry that there's not enough time, that you're not enough, that you won't have the answers. And that's part of the reason why you're pushing so hard. Because you have this Nine of Wands behind you saying, what if I don't push now? If I don't strive now for what I really want, maybe it won't happen. Maybe I'll just be here forever. Maybe I'll be in this loop, wondering forever. sometimes when we get huge infusions of energy about the vision of what's coming next, it's kind of like you get a really good phone call about a project that's going to be happening maybe 5 months down the line or something, and you just want to stay up all night planning it, plotting it. Your adrenaline is rushing. You're ready to just go. You're like, I don't want to sleep now. I don't want to rest and do my day-to-day thing. I want to like go and get this moving. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting at the beginning of this month. But then it's like you have to take that breath and remember Temperance is here to tell you it's not going anywhere. You feel that rush, but it not coming to full fruition right in August, right away, doesn't mean it's not coming to you, right? You have the Page of Wands here, so you're getting infusions of information. You're getting new opportunities coming in. You're getting that movement that you're craving. You are absolutely getting it. You're getting the infusion of information you need. You are getting those open doors. You are making those plans. Those plans are happening, my friends. Oh, yes, they are, especially with Mercury going direct, Jupiter going direct in your sign, and then all that energy pouring into Leo and then into Virgo. It's like these are great energies for long-range vision, long-range planning. It's all on your side. But you remember, have to take that breath, though. It's like you can plan a certain amount, and then you got to take a breath, and you got to be here. Because here's the thing that's going on. In making these new plans, in having these doors open, this is such a fire sign thing, I think. You're making a deal. You're making a deal with yourself and with your path, which is that you are letting another version of yourself go away. And you are having to make a choice that's big, it's bold, it's exciting, but it also means that you have to let go of who maybe you thought you were going to be 6 months ago. That's where these swords are coming in, and they're pretty profound. They all wanted to be here in this conversation. 2 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 6 of Swords. I think, when we realize we are really going to embrace a new version of ourselves, and we know it's big enough that it's not like you can have both. You can have a foot on one side, or you can have a little bit of a foot here and a little bit of a foot here, and you can kind of dabble in one identity or another. When these cards show up like this, this is why it's important that you're getting the visionary infusion of energy. And you are also not being able to act on all of it this month, because you're going to get the answers, you're going to get some doorways opened, you're going to feel that fire and that excitement, and you're also going to have to, underneath, deep down in your core, recognize that as you agree to these new things and as you agree to these new horizons, that you are absolutely choosing to let one aspect of your story or your life die off and go away. And, that's just what happens. If you want to live in a specific city or you want to live a specific lifestyle, you choose that lifestyle. And then if you're living a different one before that, you're saying, okay, I'm ready for that change. And I think sustainable change really does require this kind of sitting. Sitting with 2 of Swords means you're sitting, you're thinking about that fork in the road. You're not moving on it. You're letting yourself really feel it. 10 of Swords is about letting that death happen. 6 of Swords is about going towards that next shore. And there is a bittersweetness to it, right? Even the happiest of changes, even the most exciting, open, bold changes that happen in our lives can come with sacrifice, right? And the bigger and bolder the change, the bigger, the bolder the project, the more likely it is that there's some aspect of you or your life or who you thought you were going to be that's going to be shifting and changing. And so big, bold energy requires big, bold shifts, right? And that's part of what's going on here. So you may feel some agitation this month, Sagittarius. I feel like the energy is so intense for you. It's so on you and around you that, your nervous system, your mind, your adrenal glands could be really fired up. And I want you to make sure you're taking care of yourself and being really good to yourself, because here's the thing. You can get all riled up, you can poke people, you can be blunt, you can make your plans, you can feel all the things and get nervous and excited and everything. But everything's going to work out really well for you. King of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Beautiful. These are energies of well-being and long-term investment. And I want you to remember that as much as everything feels instantaneous and like immediate, and we've got to like get all wound up and worked up and focused on the immediate. These are long-range energies, and what you are coming to terms with and what you are coming to understand about your identity and what you're buying into for yourself and the legend you're making for yourself next is that these are long-term investments. You're starting that investment process in August, and then it's going to keep going. September, October, November, December. You're going to be putting that energy, that investment, that focus into that piggy bank. You're going to be feeling it. It's going to be feeling good. You know, maybe you do have an earth sign around. I don't know. It's possible. But the King of Pentacles is much more about long-term investment. It's much more about where do you want to plant your roots? It doesn't have to be a location. It can be a project. It can be a relationship. It can be a modality, an identity that you're working through, stepping into fully within your lifestyle. It can be a location. You are planting roots. Also, another thing that's making you agitated because it's bringing up all these questions about who you thought you were, because I guarantee you in January you thought you were over in this lane. And you knew what that lane was going to be, and that, you know, and then the next 6 months came along. The next 6 or 7 months came along, and look where you are now. Now you're planting roots in a totally different way than you were expecting to. It's no wonder you need time to integrate that, my friends. I'm really excited for Sages. This is a very powerful time of year for you all. The energy is very direct. It's very crisp. It's very clear. It's demanding. It is strong. It is resilient. Now, I have a few affirmations for you guys on this journey, this electrical volt journey of power and intensity and a little bit of irritability, you guys. Take a breath. Meditate if you can this month. Here they are. I am willing to see my new pathways with love and curiosity. I am safe and loved. I am enough, and I can use my voice and talents to build a beautiful life. I'm so excited to see what Saggies do in August and build and create, and the doorways that are opening for you, because they are massive. This is huge energy. I love you guys. Seriously. Some of the best energy in the world comes from my Sag family. You guys have shown and taught me so much in my life and have probably been the people who have, I always say, but you guys are kind of like my guardian angels. When you come into my life, you tend to bring with you something really essential that I've needed to see or learn or connect with. And that's always been the case. You've always had your eye out for me. You've always had my back. You really come through my life in very key points when I need you, and it's kind of magical the way that works out. I mean, Sages will come through that I don't know yet, and then they'll come through and be a part of my life right when I need them. And I just appreciate you guys so much, and I'm really excited to see what August brings you. You can follow me on Instagram at SarahVerba. I would love to see you there. I'm also working on my fall scheduling calendar. It's kind of interesting. So I'm going to be updating people on when I'm releasing appointments. So if you want to get on that list, I would email me. I will leave all of my info in the description box so you know how to get in touch with me or make donations or check out anything else that you want. It's all in the description box. I'm wearing PinkLune. She's making amazing crowns these days, so go check out her Etsy shop in the link below. I will see you guys in September. I cannot wait to see what we are working with in September. I love you guys so much. I will see you very soon, and take amazing care of yourselves.